Hi everyone, my name is Connor Walsh, and my course project was focused on helping NFL decision makers find the right type of quarterback to lead their teams. The main issue here is how teams continually misevaluate college quarterbacks entering the NFL draft. Team decision makers still lack an analytical model that can predict a prospect's success in the NFL, which is primarily due to external qualitative factors that can affect quarterback development like poor blocking and ineffective coaching. Because of this, teams often fall in love with a player's physical traits instead of considering mental and mechanical skills like accuracy and decision making. As a result, teams often use high draft picks on these players only to see them fail in the long run. For reference, since 1998, the first college quarterback picked in each year's draft only turned out to be the most successful one from their class 5 times. This is important because selecting the right quarterback is the most critical decision a team can make, as many teams struggle to win games without a star player at the position. If a team continues to lose games, with quarterback play being a major factor, ultimately the general manager and head coach will be held responsible for both selecting that player and failing to develop him. With that lack of success then comes a more frustrated fan base, as you can see here with my fellow Jets fans, and as a result, people begin to spend less money on tickets and merchandise, leading to decreasing team revenues. To complete my analysis, I used a dataset from the Madden 21 video game, along with actual passing metrics from the 2020 season. I specifically focused on the different quarterback archetypes or styles of play from the game, which include field general, which excels with short and medium passes, improviser, which excels with off-script plays and throwing on the run, scrambler, who typically make plays running the ball, and strong arm, which excel with deep passes down the field. From there, I then grouped all 32 starting quarterbacks in the league based on which archetype they are classified under, and then compared these groups based on their passer rating metric from the 2020 season, since it is a direct measure of the effectiveness of quarterback play. Based on these varying skill sets, my theory was that field general quarterbacks, like Drew Brees, will generate the highest average passer rating in a season because of their tendency for higher accuracy ratings on Madden. After completing my analysis, however, it became clearly evident that my theory was incorrect. As you can see in this graph here on the slide, it was actually the improviser archetype group that had the highest average passer rating out of the four. During the 2020 season, this group finished with a 99.68 rating on the metrics 158.3 scale, while the field general group surprisingly came in third with a rating of 92.62, which also fell behind the strong arm faction of quarterbacks as well. From there, I decided to run a correlational test on this data to see which other passing metrics had a close relationship with a quarterback's overall passer rating. The four that stood out from this test were touchdown and interception percentage, which is simply the percentage of passes that resulted in either a touchdown or interception, pass completion percentage, which follows the same principle, and then adjusted yards per attempt, which is a metric that measures the average yardage per passing attempt while also placing a weight on touchdown and interceptions. If you look at these graphs here, you can see where the improviser group's advantage in passer rating came from, as they led the way in touchdown percentage, interception percentage, and adjusted yards per attempt, while finishing second in pass completion percentage by only 0.56%. Based on these findings from my analysis, my official recommendation is for NFL teams to draft quarterbacks with this improviser skill set. What further reinforces that recommendation is the fact that the last three NFL Most Valuable Player award winners, Patrick Mahomes of the Chiefs, Lamar Jackson of the Ravens, and Aaron Rodgers of the Packers, all fall under this archetype category. From there, I would also recommend that during the draft process, team decision makers focus on touchdown percentage, interception percentage, completion percentage, and adjusted yards per attempt when evaluating the performance of college quarterbacks, since these metrics share the closest relationship to a higher passer rating. Finally, looking at the strengths of this analysis, the use of actual season statistics to supplement the Madden dataset definitely gave more validity to these group comparisons because these metrics are proven indicators of quarterback performance. Then with the use of a correlational test, it successfully identified related metrics that typically lead to a higher passer rating, which can provide a blueprint for talent evaluators in terms of what metrics to focus on with college prospects. In terms of weaknesses, the main one would have to be a small sample size, since it only included a comparison of 32 quarterbacks over the course of one season. What could have taken this analysis to the next level is a progression model that accounted for multiple seasons worth of metrics.